This is when the decline started. It was 97 that summer. It was the slow decline. We were okay for about 2 years. I left Boulder in June of 95. And we were okay. I was sending letters. I was talking to her on the phone. I was going back when I did comedy. I went to pack up my apartment. I saw her. You know, I wasn't seeing her guys for a day. I was seeing her for 4 hours. You know, it was just brutal. But I saw her. I put my time in. But then once I left, guys, it's like anything else. You know, I would call her. She'd be sleeping. And then they moved to London without me knowing. They moved to London. After that incident in Boulder in 97 that I went and bought a hotel room, rented a car, I had to pay somebody $500 and pay their credit card bill to use their credit card. In those days, they would let Lee put his card up for me. Now they won't. Now you have to have a matching card. Lee's driver's license has to match his credit card. In those days, Ari could lend me his credit card. So the friend that lent me his credit card only had $1,000 on his card, and he had $800 on there. So I said, how about I take the $800 off? Would you lend it to me if I paid that bill? So that's how I got to do. So everything cost me a ton of money. And I went to Boulder.
She just doesn't want you in the kid's life?
In the kid's life. And for 3 days, she kept telling me, yeah, later on we'll do it. And then she would say, she doesn't feel good. Oh, this is what's going on. And that was like 3 days. Like, I couldn't really deal with that. That sent me back in. I went into like this fucking cocaine thing because at that point in my head, it wasn't that the mother was playing with me. It's like the mother was, what's that when they, poked the fucking bee's hive. Like we had already been through 15 rounds. Yeah. And the judge told the next time you don't let him see the daughter, I'm going to get you for contempt of court. And me, I'm not the type of guy that I won't call cops on somebody for contempt of court. So I went back to and I called and I said, listen, I haven't seen the kid in like 4 fucking months. Since I see her, 5 hours a week or 10 hours every other week, let me just see her 3 days, 5 hours. Well, she's got school and, there's plans and she has activities and she has dinners with friends and what the hell, she's fucking 8. She's 7. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So this time, that's what really fucked me up. When I went in 97 and
just didn't want you to see her.
No, I just got one.
It's fucked up what divorce does to people. Like, my parents hate each other.
Yeah, no.
And they were married for 20-something years. I mean, they shouldn't have been, but still, just hating. It's like...
And it was probably 10 years too long. Yeah, that's why the hatred is. They hate each other for wasting each other's lives. You start getting mad. You go...
You made me old.
Yeah, like you get mad at somebody, and then that anger goes away, and then you get mad at something else. Like, Jesus Christ, I didn't love you for 12 fucking years, the last 12 years of our lives. You didn't even sleep with me for 8 of those years. I could have been with somebody else. Now, who the fuck wants me now? Who the fuck wants me now? So divorce, the anger in divorce, it's different levels of it. First there's anger for this, then it turns into something else, then it turns into something else. And that's, right now I'm angry. I was angry because I thought, listen, man, in my mind, I was thinking about this at 4:30 in the morning. I just woke up last night and was thinking about stupidity. I was thinking about how the C in criminal for me was the same C in comedy. I've used the C in the word criminal and applied it to the C in my comedy career. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the hustle that I had as a thief.
Oh, okay.
I've applied it to the comedy thing, like my hustle. And it's, what was I talking about? I was saying something.
But why you were mad?
What was I
about your daughter and your wife, divorce?
No. And it was, I know for a fact, like with me, right now, I'm not mad at her I'm mad at her right now for cutting my legs off. 20 years later, that's what my anger is.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you the truth? That's what it is. She cut my legs off.
The mom.
When somebody came up to John Gotti and said, hey, man, we have a rat, and they told him it was Sammy the Bull Gavano, he always fucking knew this is the way his end was going to come. He knew it.
Sammy the Bull.
No, Gotti. What killed him it was Sammy the Bull who ratted on him. Out of all the different situations, when somebody close to you cuts your legs off, somebody was reminding me.
Who killed Gotti?
He died in jail. Somebody reminded me the other day about Dane Cook, that his brother robbed him for $7 million, whether it's a stepbrother or a brother. Beside the money, after a while, you're not mad at the $7 million. You're mad at the person who took it from you. Like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
Why did this happen? So for years, you're mad at why this happened. Then you get mad at how did this happen? You know, well, Lee gave me the numbers to the fucking thing. So now should I be mad at fucking Lee too for giving him the fucking? You know, I'm just saying, Lee.
No. But do you think like if you sat her down, your wife, or like someone else didn't, and like why are you mad? Do you think she even know? Like it seems like it's at the point where you're just you're supposed to be angry. So you're angry.
She's probably very upset also. I don't know, since we come from two different planets. I don't know how her anger,
so much rage in there
from.
for like what? You don't even know each other anymore. It's been a lifetime since you talked to her.
I still don't know how I'd react if she came into a room and you sat us down.
How you would react or how she would react?
I'm going to be honest with you guys. Last night I was thinking about Tate.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about when Dana White called Tate into the room and he said, I want you to fight again. And Tate said no. How I felt. I felt a weird way. You know? And I love Tate. And, you know, my man Joe Rogan, I love Joe with all my heart, but he always talks about how he quit fighting because he didn't want brain damage. You know, that's something Brad Pitt would say.
Right.
That's something an actor would say. I shouldn't hear that from Joe Rogan. That's something an actor would say. You know, and for a long time I'm like, you know, what the fuck, Joe? You know, I had a shot to shoot Kent Vella and Steve Tidwell. As dumb as this sounds, I had a shot to shoot these two idiots. Because one lesson I learned early on is that dead men don't tell tales. I've always known this. And that day I made the mistake and kidnapped Vella with Tidwell. I knew the only way I was going to get out of this now is by shooting them both. And I remember going, you know what?
You knew that?
I knew that when I got into the argument with them. When they came back and the air cleared, that Tidwell was going to rob me now. That had become a double whammy on me. I remember going, I have a 9mm in the car. It was 1:30 in the afternoon, guys. It's like it's residential area at 1:30.
Yeah.
I could muzzle the fucking gun and shoot both these fucking morons. Until this day, I thought about it for like 8 minutes. I could go in there and just shoot these guys. I went into the trunk of the car, took the gun out, went in my car, sat there, pulled the fucking thing back, and I go, I could shoot these guys and just drive away, and nobody will ever know. I'll shoot them at 6-7 feet distance so the blood doesn't hit me. I'll go home, get rid of the clothes up in the mountains, and that's it. This is how you think in 2 minutes. This is the decision you made. And something came over, I got this warm feeling, I got like this anxiety, I started to cry, and I felt really bad for the thoughts I had. When I tell you that story, you're like, Joe, that's a great fucking story, you know, Joe Diaz, and I love you, but you sound like a fucking pussy. So for 20,
what? I don't think so.
So for 20 years, I sounded like a pussy. In my mind, I was like, you know what? Say whatever.
Because you didn't kill those guys?
Because I didn't kill both of them. Because I reneged on that deal in my mind.
God.
And that's why I went to jail.
And I'm not ashamed to say this. This is my thought mentality is. But you know what? I'm not a killer.
No.
And that's why I didn't kill him. You know what? Joe Rogan is not a fighter. If not, he would have fought in the UFC. Tate's not a fighter. Tate's doing other things now.
Yeah.
Tate's a business owner. Tate opened up a jiu-jitsu school and a gym. Tate counsels people with mental health problems and with drug problems. You know, Joe Rogan, you know, if you don't do something, and I hear for years, and then I came to this conclusion at 5 a.m. last night, that all this time I had been thinking like, Joe, that's a great fucking story. Tell that to some blonde chick. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me that story because it depresses me. And guess what? That's why that story happened. We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.